Morning, Trainiacs. Guess what? We are in Kona. It's Ironman Hawaii World Championship Week 2019. 2 weeks. We are gonna live it up over these next 2 weeks. We're talking hanging out with pros. We're talking the expo. We're talking the race. We're talking everything. Man, this is my happy place here. There's surfers out here. It's beautiful. I figure I'll start the trip with a run. Where better to do that than this is the finish line right here. 13 days. I'm gonna see some of the most badass stuff going on right here. That was a 10K run in a 5:09 per kilometer pace. Not a clue what that is in miles. Don't ask me what my heart rate was in this heat. Not great. Also, first run I've done since Atlantic City and first real exercise I've done in a week since I did that 5-day fast. It was ugly. It was ugly. I also saw and chatted with Cam Werf down at the beach. Dude looks fit. See, he did a 7:46 in Italy last week. It's humid today. This would be a tough place to race. All right, I want to show you where I'm staying here. Basically, like right here, that there is a Ali'i Drive. We're maybe about halfway to the turnaround at Ali'i Drive, but over here, this is where we are. So what we've got here is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and we will come in, and I actually didn't realize how nice this place was until I got in here, because the pictures just don't do it justice. So we've got nice, cool master bedroom here with, this is what NTK will love. We've got walk-in closets here. All my bike stuff is there, and I've already unpacked. Vanity, private bathroom here, where bathroom things happen. Bathroom thing just happened after that run. Nice big open area. Full kitchen here. Already starting to put videos together. Back here, we've got basically separate area for when video editor Mel gets here. She gets 2 beds to herself. She can probably jump back and forth and do flips and things. She's like that. And then she has her own bathroom over here. Probably do bathroom things in there as well. I brought the road bike. And out here, this is what it's all about, because out here is where we've got this view. And out there, you might not be able to see it. There you go. There's surfers all out there. What I think we're gonna do out here all this week, before it gets too crazy busy for all the pros next week, is I think we're gonna do something similar to this. We're gonna tour a bunch of pros' cribs and check out their setup. Check out where they stay. Do they stay in a ball-in pad? Do they stay in a very small condo? What kind of gear do they bring? Do they bring just regular training gear? Do they bring all their super duper high-end, any new race gear? It's gonna be all right. In a worst case scenario, even if we fall on our face and totally don't do good work this week, we're gonna not be doing good work surrounded by that, but we're gonna do great work. Oh, and all the videos this week are sponsored by Roka. Go to roka.com/Taren. Instead of them just like slapping a commercial in there, I said, hey, let's do something cool. They put together over $2,000 in prizes. You can win one of 3 prizes by going to roka.com/Taren. Just enter your email address. You could win a race entry into any Ironman race that you want. They're super duper highest end wetsuit, some floaty pants, a backpack. really cool shades like the ones that I wear, it'd be good. All right, work. So this here is Ali'i Drive, and whereas the Queen K is hot, but it's got actually some wind to it, so it takes a little bit of that cool factor up a notch. This is just hot, dead air. It sits, the humidity just sits, and the heat just radiates off the black pavement. This is some of the hardest running I've ever done here. As you run back into town here, it's right around the, I think the 10, 11K mark. We start getting some hills. We just went over an uphill. We got a downhill here. Around the corner, we get another significant uphill, and it just really toasts out the legs before the athletes get to Palani, which is right before you get out onto the Queen K. So just some just softeners, just to tenderize the legs a little bit right before you get out onto the Queen K for the final hard stretch. As we get back into town here, first thing that you see on your left is Huggo's on the Rocks. That's where Breakfast with Bob is filmed, right in there. And then on the right, on the other side, is a bunch of shops, which are really, really good restaurants. I mean, nothing too crazy, but the best $3 for 5 tacos or $5 for 3 tacos you can get in there. Got sand volleyball that you can grab a meal and then sit and watch sand volleyball on the side. Some smarter people might call it beach volleyball. And then the place to see and be seen up here is Island Lava Java. Nice coffee shop, breakfast place. Upstairs they hold events, where last year Tower 26 did the How to Swim the Swim course thing that we filmed for them. That's a good place. And then beyond that, basically just traffic the entire way in town. Just a little bit past all those shops is right here where all of the expo will take place, in this whole area here, and across over there in these 2 parking lots, and then even across over there at some of the hotels. Now, as we get up to this stop sign here, this is where the triathletes turn right to get up to Palani and out towards the Queen K. We're now turning left onto the Kuakini Highway, where there's a little bit of biking and a little bit of running that takes place. Now the athletes turn right onto Palani, and this is so steep that this is where a lot of races are made or broken, because that first chunk of the run is all in the part of the marathon where everything seems kind of fine. And here, it can also seem kind of fine, but it's right at that point where everything starts getting a little bit hard. And if you push too hard, you can jack up your heart rate. And because the heat is so intense here, once you get out onto the Queen K, it might never come down. And Sarah True actually said that that is one of the biggest lessons that she had from last year, because she pushed too hard going up Palani, thinking that she was doing okay, but her heart rate climbed, never came down, and she almost fainted. Now the athletes take a left onto the Queen K Highway, and then they are out in desolate times out here. This is where stuff gets lonely, and this is where you find out what you're made of, because this is that back half of the marathon where everything gets tough. And out here, particularly from what I hear, gets tough because it's just long, straight, grinding stretches of heat. And that's the Hawaii Ironman World Championship run course with tour guide Taren. We're heading to the airport. We're picking up Jocelyn Mccauley. I'm a little bit late because of that traffic. And it's raining. It's supposed to be a tropical paradise. It's still pretty nice. Tell me, how is it running on this course? What's the run like? What's going through your head in that heat?
Well, I break up the run. So the run along Ali'i Drive is just fun because there's a lot of people there. And I don't think you really notice the heat as much on Ali'i because you have like the sea breeze coming off.
Oh.
And it's more shaded because it's along like the beach there, and so there's trees and stuff. It doesn't get real, I think. Like going out to the energy labs, you're like, wow, they're really far out there. And that's not bad. And I go into the energy labs and it's downhill into the energy labs, so it's not like a big deal. You go down and then you do your little loop back up. And where I think things get real is when you exit the energy labs and when you're going back home.
You've got what, 10K?
Yeah, about 10K to go-ish. And that's when stuff gets real every single year. It's been the make or breaking point for that race for me. So, I mean, I remember the very first time that I did this race as an age grouper in 2014. And I remember coming back from the energy labs and just like, I just want to sit on the curb and be done and cry. Like, I just want to be done. Because, yeah, like, it's hot, you're tired, and, like, horrible, and anyway. But you keep going, because you got to get to that finish line. So, and, I mean, in 2017, when it was my first race as a pro here, it was really fun coming down Polani, because you fly down that hill. Like, it's the last mile of the course, and you're flying down that hill. And down that hill, I ran myself into 10th place right past Marine Huff. And so, yeah, so every little place on the course, on that run course, has a special memory for me. And I'm planning to make good memories from Energy Labs home this year.
Just knock off 330 kilometers?
Okay, deal.
All right. That should work.
So I don't know kilometer paces.
That's a free coaching tip.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell Bevan.
Yeah.
No, so my last mile in 2017 to be able to run into 10th place was actually it was like a 5:50 mile. My last mile.
Woo!
But you're going downhill for Polani, so
yeah,
that's that next one.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It is cheating. Yeah.
So it's just as easy as that.
Yep.
Okay.
Just as easy as that.
No problem.
Long answer
Good
to your
tips.
question.
And we're here.
We are here.
So, Trainiacs. The whole reason that I've come here so early is because over the last few years, I found that as we've had more opportunities and I felt this pressure to prove that we belong in the industry, last year in particular, I said yes to everything. And it basically turned me into a bit of a jerk in Kona week. We were constantly doing videos. I would be in one part of the town and then the girls would be in the other part of the town, and that was not very pleasant. It was really, really stressful. And I didn't really get to enjoy the best week all year for us triathletes. It was unenjoyable. I mean, still, it's
the Ironman World Championship, and it's super cool, it's surreal, and like we're really lucky to be here, but it was stressful. So this year, the idea is that by coming a week earlier, it's not so that I can do more work, it's actually so that I can do less. And we've said no to just about everything, and the idea is that we come here, just sprinkle in little bits of work every couple of days here or there, say no a whole heck of a lot, and then this turns into 2 weeks of sharing the build up to the race. Because we're not here just 1 week, we don't have to smash everything into 1 week, we can share how it builds throughout 2 weeks with you, and it's a heck of a lot less stressful and more enjoyable. Life progresses, things change in a great way.
Fun fact, you know when athletes talk about making the right turn down Elite E Drive and then running under the banyan tree? That's the banyan tree. This is Poncho and Lefties. Right down there, just past these flags and around, that's where the finish line is.
We eat here probably every second night because they have good chips and guac. Can I have good chips and guac? Hey!
Do you like something to drink?
A sparkling water?
Sparkling water?
Some chips and guac.
Chips and water.
Yeah. So that's it, Trainiacs. Go to roka.com/Taren. Enter to win one of a total of over $2,000 in fabulous cash and prizes. Just prizes. Let's go. Let's go.